Alrighty, good afternoon, early evening, everyone. Welcome to our virtual family council meeting. My name is Jamie Rose. I am your virtual meeting coordinator. So we're going to kick off our meeting reviewing our confidentiality reminder. Please refrain from using the name of your loved one. Do not name specific facilities. Please use a nursing home or the personal care home to present to the group. If you need specific assistance, please use the chat feature to state which county you're in, and we will get you connected to your assigned ombudsman. And just a reminder, these calls have public access and are designed for family members and friends of residents in long-term care facilities. So our meeting agenda this evening, we're going to get our virtual meeting tips from Mr. Rotz, and then we'll turn it back over and I will talk about our residents' rights for 2022, a little bit about the national theme and kind of what we're doing here in Pennsylvania, and then we'll open it up to our special guests, which we'll get to in a moment, and then we'll finish up the meeting by reviewing our upcoming meeting topics. So without further ado, I'll turn it over to Mr. Rotz.
Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear the phone ringing in the background? That's me. We don't answer that. So anyway, you've all been placed in mute upon entry. We'll open the lines in a bit so that you're able to share. If you'd like to speak or have a question, please use the raise hand feature. Once you raise your hand, we'll know to acknowledge you and unmute your line. The chat feature is at the bottom of your screen as well. Once you maximize that, you'll be able to chat with presenters or others during the meeting. If you need to step away, you can stop sharing your camera by clicking on the camera icon at the bottom of the screen. You can click on it again to start sharing your camera again. And finally, any questions or concerns can be directed to the State Ombudsman Office. My number there is 717-783-8975. Or we can be reached by email at capital-LTC-ombudsman@pa.gov. Jamie, back to you.
Thank you so much, Jay. So now I'm going to share with you the PowerPoint presentation that we provided to all of our local ombudsmen here in Pennsylvania. So we're going to talk a little bit about what an ombudsman is, and then we'll dive into this year's theme, which is inspiring unity within our community. Talk a little bit about what our community is, and then we'll get into our most exciting part, which is our residents' rights in action video, and talk to some of our actors. So just to review, what is an ombudsman? So a long-term care ombudsman is an individual who advocates for the rights of residents in long-term care settings. And some folks are always wondering, what are these settings? So here's an overview of all the settings that we can have within our long-term care ombudsman settings. So we got our older adult daily living centers. We call them our ADCs, life programs, domiciliary care homes, personal care homes, assisted living facilities, nursing homes, and then some of our home and community-based services recipients can also access the ombudsman. Some of the services that an ombudsman provides, training on residents' rights and our services. You'll see us going to all of the facilities that are licensed in our area. We have to do that every quarter, so we call those our facility coverage visits. And then we also take complaints, and we call that our casework, and we work to resolve the complaints. We attend resident and family council meetings, and we also provide resources on community services. So if anybody has any questions, or if I know there's quite a few ombudsmen on the call, if you'd like to add anything in chat, we'd like to hear from you. So just to talk a little bit more, this is our theme for this year, and everyone knows hopefully that that comes from the National Consumer Voice for Quality Long-Term Care. So we want to bring everybody back into the community, and residents are always involved in that. So we like to explain what is your community. So does anybody have any examples of what we might be able to add for what is in our community? What might come up with that?
Residents.
Yeah, could be residents.
Nursing home staff.
Absolutely, staff.
the whole building, what floor you're on. Like in my case, I live on Magnolia Lane. Each
Very
floor has a name to it. And my community is, the street I live on is my wing of the floor, and the group of us get together as friends and community. We do things together. We feel that as our family.
perfect. That's awesome.
We do things like that here, except we've got a COVID outbreak right now. So we're confined to our rooms.
And that's a good thing to
It's
bring up
not,
too, Audrey.
it's not fun. We're not having any fun right now. We're not having, this is my home, and I don't like to be confined to my room. Now, we are allowed to go out. I don't understand that if we're in isolation here, but I can go out into the community and then come back and go into my, I might be a carrier, typhoid Mary.
Oh, Audrey. But I mean that, good example though. Then your community is kind of all going through the same experience right now.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that could be,
Uh,
part of the thing that brings you together as well. Another thing might be, uh, your religious group. You like to go out and go to church in the community, or folks from your church come in. That's always an outlet as well.
mhm.
And if anybody
Yeah.
has any other ideas, you can put that in the chat as well. So that is really the focus of this, is kind of what your community is and really getting involved in the community. So some of the things, some people ask, how would we get involved in the community? So that would be participating in local festivals, parades, fundraisers, going to music events. I'm local to Johnstown area, and they have a lot of, community music events. So we could go down and see the orchestra, or lots of live bands and music festivals they have down here. One of the big things we're known for is our motorcycle rally in the summer. So
Mhm.
sometimes that brings people out. Maybe collaborating activities, with local churches, the Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, some of the schools. Invite community to events at the facility. I know one of the examples that we shared with the consumer voice from the Northeast region. This is Carol's trick or treat. So they're going to have the community children come and trick or treat with the residents. Residents are going to give out candy and check out their costumes. Some facilities hold craft fairs or carnivals, and they invite the community as well. Can anybody think of anything else that they might have that might, pull the community in, or things that your facility might have done?
Well, like I said, we are in COVID protocol right now. We can't even plan anything like that until we get out of this COVID protocol.
Absolutely. I don't
It's
I don't know if you know this, Audrey. I was the ombudsman for that county that you're in for 9
uh,
years. And
uh-huh.
this is a while back before COVID, they used to have a Christmas village that they would do
Yeah,
downstairs, and it
yeah.
was fantastic.
We did our Christmas village. We did a gingerbread house Christmas village
Oh,
to
that's awesome.
last year, and it was good. It was good. It went over real well.
Very good to hear. I know that was
And
something they were known for.
we were talking about something like that too. Uh, right now, we have an interim uh, uh, activities director, of course. Uh, Pastor Ralph is our interim activities director. So he's getting some ideas from us.
Very good.
He wants to know what we want to do for the holidays. He said he'd like to do something different this year, different than the village.
Oh boy. Well, that's
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah.
Does anybody else would like to share what some of their facilities do, or some of the events that you think, you've attended in the past, maybe?
I know we're having a trick or treat out in the parking lot, I think it is, coming up here in the next few days for the kids. So that'll be nice.
Yeah,
Awesome.
we're doing a trick or treat too. Well, not exactly. We're having a scavenger hunt for them
Oh,
in
cool.
costume. They're to be in costume and do this scavenger hunt. And we are encouraged to dress up for Halloween. And that's right up my alley because I always did. But my daughter's birthday is Halloween. So we always celebrated that.
That's awesome. I see a couple things in the chat. It looks like Marcia has a facility that raised money for 6 local police townships.
Oh
So
boy.
the residents invited the chiefs to a special meeting to present them with a check.
Wow.
And then Peg wrote commercial venues nearby, such as grocery stores, pharmacies, and Target. Her loved one's facility had a daily van rides on a circuit to see these once a week before the pandemic. This has gone away more because of finances than any other reason. Also, van rides to local parish for services on Sundays, gone, but not looking to come back. And then Corey wrote to Terry, yes, Terry, a lot of homes are hosting trunk or treats.
Yeah, that's what it's called, trunk or treat.
Yep. And then Bernadette also said there is a facility here in Lackawanna County that takes residents out to see the fall foliage and again for the holiday lights tour. And then Linda wrote blood drives in memory of local community member. It's a great idea. And then Linda wrote, this is an idea for my club. They're having a Gatsby party for Halloween. Dress up like the 1920s with hats, beads, and watch a 1920s movie. That's really cool. And then
Yeah,
another
that
example
is.
that Bernadette had wrote earlier for community examples, like members of a community, was family and visitors.
Awesome. Those sound like some good events.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
all look like fun.
Very good. Thank you all for sharing. All right, so I'm going to give you a little bit of background on our Pennsylvania specific residents' rights video project. So I don't know if everybody knows, but this concept actually began last year when we came up with our residents' rights packet, because we really went a little crazy with our packet since a lot of folks were still in quarantine, as Audrey's describing, you really couldn't leave your room and things. So we put together, I believe it was like 27 to 30 pages. It was pretty big. But we contained Candy Schreffler, one of our other regional ombudsman specialists, came up with all these amazing scenarios that kind of you had to read the scenario and pick out which residents' rights that were involved in that scenario. And we were thinking, wouldn't that be neat to have a visual representation of that? So we started planning that almost a year ago. Candy's decided that, we'll reach out to our peers, which, if anybody hasn't heard of our peers, there are Pennsylvania Empowered Expert Residents. So they go through training with their local ombudsman for up to 10 hours to learn more about their rights as well as, advocacy strategies and resolution steps. So we reached out to our advisory council. So we have peers that are on that. And we were lucky enough to have 5 of our peers want to participate as well as their local ombudsman. Um, So Candy coordinated all of those recordings and set it up with everyone. Becky, Eliza, and I were helping to record some of those. We had quite a bit of fun little bloopers and things because, we're not professionals, but I think our end product was turned out pretty well. After we got those all recorded, I hopped into editing mode and came up with some good stuff. Shared that with the Department of Aging. So they're actually sharing those videos every Friday at 10 a.m. So we broke them down to 2 or 3 videos per week. So those are going to be every Friday through the entire month of October is going to be on the Department of Aging Facebook page and such. And then I did get word that they actually posted them on the National Consumer Voice website as well. So that's pretty exciting. And I just wanted to give a personal thank you to the peers and local ombudsman. So Miss Audrey Bradley is one, and Stacy Park is also on here. Terry Moore, Corey Hurley, Nancy Koppel and Tracy Foster, Donald Mates and Eileen Barlow, and Ronnie Earhart and Jan Branyan. So welcome and thank you guys so much.
You're very welcome.
It was a wonderful to work with everyone.
I
And
had so much fun. I loved it.
I didn't realize how we had so many great actors and actresses in this group.
We didn't either.
Nope.
So I'm going to share this with everyone. So we're going to take a moment to watch the video. And then we have some of the excellent actresses and actors here with us. So everybody can ask some questions and let them know your feedback of what you thought of the video. So everybody say a little prayer that this works for me. We'll try it. Uh-oh.
Homeowners, if you're tired of paying too much money for electricity and have a history of paying your bills on time, then you could be eligible.
Welcome to today's training. Residents of nursing homes have rights that are guaranteed by the Federal Nursing Home Reform Law. The law requires nursing homes to promote and protect the rights of each resident and stresses individual dignity and self-determination. Many states also include residents' rights in state law or regulation in all long-term care settings, including domiciliary care homes, personal care homes, assisted living facilities, and nursing homes. During this training, residents who reside in Pennsylvania long-term care facilities are acting out their rights. These residents are part of our PEER program. PEER stands for Pennsylvania's Empowered Expert Residents. These residents have completed 10 hours of training on rights and other advocacy tools. Following each scene, the rights will be discussed. Let us begin.
Okay, come on.
Oh, holy cow, it's so hot in here. Oh my goodness, how can you stand it? How can you breathe? Oh my goodness gracious, good God.
What are you doing?
How do you expect anybody to come in your room and it's like the oven of Hades?
Both my roommate and I like the temperature the way it is here. There's enough cold air coming in from the hallway. We're old. We like the heat this way.
Well, I don't know how you expect me to come in here and care for you and do your care and do your needs when I'm so hot.
I have a right to a comfortable temperature in my own room.
Let's review the rights that we saw in that scene. The right to self-determination, the right to reasonable accommodation of personal preferences, the right to be treated with dignity and respect.
Ronnie, I'm here to get you washed up and into bed.
It's only 6 o'clock and I didn't have supper yet. I had plans to even tell you, and I wanted to go out in the courtyard to read until dark.
I understand, but we're short-staffed and you're a total assist and it takes a long time.
We'll find out if some of these other people like to go to bed early. Maybe one of those would do it and be there the last.
Well, I can't guarantee it'll be done on this shift. You might have to wait for the third shift.
I have a right to my own schedule.
The right found in that video is the choice of schedule that meets the residents' preferences.
Hey, Corey, can I talk to you for a minute?
Sure, let me give you some privacy. What can I help you with?
Well, I was talking to my ombudsman yesterday, and we were talking about some issues I was having, and she said that I could have a care plan that would match the problems I'm having, and I would like to schedule one.
Well, here I think she might be confused because we only do care plan meetings every quarter, or if you have a significant change.
Well, I'm having multiple issues with multiple departments, and I would like to have the care plan reflect that.
Well, I don't know how other homes do it, but here we really only do those quarterly care plans, or like I said, if there's a significant change.
Well, the care plan I currently have is just a general one, and I want a specific care plan specific to me. It is my right to have a care plan that's individualized for me, and to be able to access that care plan whenever I need to.
The right to participate in developing and implementing a person-centered plan of care that incorporates personal and cultural preferences, as well as access to personal and medical records.
Hi, it's Holly Hoopla from Activities. Can I come in? I'm here to take you to the group sing-along in the lounge.
Oh my, I thank you very much, but I just as soon do my own independent activities.
Well, your daughter called and she wants you to go down to the activities that we have. And right now we're doing the sing-along.
Oh, well, I like to read and watch my TV, watch my programs in the afternoon, so I'm sorry.
Well, my boss said that I have to listen to your daughter and she's your power of attorney. So come on, let's just go try it.
Oh, gee. I have the right to choose my own activities.
In this scene, the resident is sharing her choice of activities. It is important to always ask and follow the resident's preferences.
All right, I'll be in with your mail next.
Come in.
Hey, Donnie, how are you?
Good, and you?
Oh, good. Mail call. Here you go. And
Oh, great. I've been waiting for this package.
All right, it's always good to get a package.
Great, thanks. Wait, why is my package open?
Well, here's the deal. One of the residents was ordering something online that they weren't supposed to. Now we have to open everybody's mail just to make sure that they're allowed to have what's in the box.
Well, I think it's terrible that all other residents are being punished due to one resident.
Well, gotta do what the boss says.
I have the right to receive my mail and packages unopened.
In this scene, the resident has the right to receive mail and packages that are unopened.
Come in.
Hi. Hi, Audrey. How are you?
Oh, hi. Thanks for coming down to my room. Yeah, I have a few questions and concerns. And I did bring these up at both resident council and food council meetings.
Okay.
But I didn't hear anything back from you.
Oh, okay. Can you refresh my memory as to what the concern was?
It was regarding the food choices.
Okay.
I've been here 3 years. And the alternate menu has not changed a bit. It only has 3 choices, and they're all unhealthy choices.
Okay.
I would like to lose some weight, so could we have a little more variety?
Okay. Now, I vaguely remember that conversation, and I did investigate that with the corporate office. And unfortunately, they're unwilling to work with me, and I can't get any fresh options on the menu at this time. They said because the price of food is rising. So I'm sorry.
This is causing me to have to order salads from a downtown restaurant. I can't afford to do that. Can't we have some healthy choices put onto the alternate menu, or even the regular menu?
Well, I'm sorry, but it's just not in the cards right now. Hopefully my budget can get increased, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. So I'm sorry.
I have the right to healthy choices and a variety of foods.
In this scene, the facility must provide each resident with a nourishing, well-balanced diet that meets his or her daily nutritional and special dietary needs. The facility also must take into consideration the preferences of each resident.
Hey Ryan, your daughter Mary's here to visit you.
I'm sorry, I'm not up to a visit because she upset me so much the last time she was here. I would rather not have her.
Yeah, well, she's already here, and I don't really want to tell her that, so I'm going to go get her and bring her back anyway.
I already told you I don't want to see her. She upsets me too much. And I have a right to refuse visitors or telephone calls.
Residents have the right to visitors of his or her choosing at any time and the right to refuse visitors.
There's not much new here. How about you in your area?
Yes, I am working the weekend again.
Hold on, can I help you?
Picking up the
Excuse
garbage.
me, please come back later. I had my door closed. You didn't even wait for a response from me. I have a right to privacy.
The resident has the right to be treated with consideration, respect, and dignity, recognizing each resident's individuality.
Hi, I'm here to welcome you to the facility.
Oh, that's nice.
While I'm here, I wanted to let you know that residents aren't permitted to hang things on the walls. Pictures that were on the walls when you moved in are the ones that we want to keep on the walls only. We want to keep a streamlined look.
Oh, gee, I wanted to put up some pictures of my family. I had these at home, and I thought it would make more like a home-like environment in here for me. I thought that nursing homes really supported residents in having rooms made so it feels like home.
Well, I understand, but these are the house rules, and we want to keep a streamlined look and keep just that up as our decor.
Oh, well, I am disappointed. I've had a tough time adjusting here, and I really love my family, and I really would like to have pictures of them up. So, I don't know, I miss them very much. I'll tell you, a resident, I think, has a right to a home-like environment.
A resident has the right to a home-like environment and use of personal belongings.
Hey, Corey.
Yes,
Hey, can I talk to you for a minute?
sure. How can I help you?
Oh, gosh. Well, I'd like to review my medication list. I'm having some issues, and reviewing my medication list would be a place to start.
Well, you know we're really short-staffed. It's been a crazy week. We really don't have time for that right now. And really, I mean, don't you trust your doctor? He knows what to do. He's the expert. And really, he has the final say anyway.
Well, I'm having issues. I think I'm being over-medicated, and I would like to review my medical records, my medication list.
Well, to be honest, I'm not even sure that our home allows that. I mean, I'll have to check with administration and see if that's something they even allow you to look at. You know, and to be honest, it's not going to be this week anyway. We're just too busy.
Well, I understand if you're short-staffed, but this is something I really want to do.
Well, let me look into it. I'll let you know, but it can't be this week.
It is my right to review my medical records and to have my medical problems explained to me correctly.
In this final scene, the resident has the right to view her personal and medical records, and to be informed of any changes to the plan of care or in medical or health status. So what are your thoughts on our residents' rights video?
I liked it. I thought that was great. And people,
I thought they were good too. I thought more residents need to know their rights. They don't know them.
I agree.
I do too.
Yeah, I think that it was great. I really enjoyed how it was put together. And I think it is easy viewing and gives a lot of information about rights that people need to know. Residents need to know that.
Yeah, we need to do videos of all their rights and get them passed around because they really don't know. They're not told them when they come in.
Yeah, or they're given a stack of papers to sign, of which it's like Appendix D.
Yes, exactly.
Like the
No,
video
that's
is
it.
actually.
And anyhow, you're all worked up when you're admitted. You don't want to. You don't know to think about rights, but somebody needs to come and explain your rights to you, or at least give you the booklet so that everyone knows.
I mean, there's a lot of people that can't read the booklet.
Right.
I like the video format.
I think there's some facilities where over the years, a kind of culture of not making waves or not causing anybody any extra work or trouble or having to make any changes is a very anti-change culture. And so kind of ongoing status quo, pretty surprising lack of agency prevails. And that's the case in my family members' home. So yeah, I'm one of the few visitors, and it's hard for me to not drink the Kool-Aid. So yeah.
It is definitely hard. We're hoping with, some materials like this and really getting the word out and spreading that residents still have a lot of rights in the facilities, that hopefully maybe we can change that culture. We know it doesn't happen overnight, but we have our fingers crossed for that. Did anything surprise you in any of the scenarios?
I thought the people that the antagonists were great, showing how hard it is to get something across to somebody that has a mindset. We never did this. We don't do this. That's negativity.
Yeah, I think that was hard for Corey to say, nope, we don't do that, because she knows the right way.
Yes, yes, yes.
Admittedly, I was very reluctant to be the bad guy in these scenarios, but especially how persistent the residents have to be to just get one simple right respected. So it really did touch home about how we really need to pay attention, even the first time someone mentions that they have an issue or a question.
What's weird to me is I'm a resident in a nursing home, and my roommate cannot speak up for herself. And I've actually seen some of these rights being violated, some towards her. And I've stuck up for her and said, hey, you know, like the lady who didn't want to go to bed at time, the same thing happened to my roommate. And like, there are other people, come back later, that, you know, are full care. You can come back later and check in with her, but she did not want to go to bed yet. And it's just weird that I'm actually seeing this happen. And then we did the scenarios with the very same thing.
Yeah, it definitely happens. You know, they have shift changes when so they try to get people ready for bed before or after.
Right.
It can be very early at times.
Yeah, well, things like that were and continue to happen here, and we're trying very hard to get things changed, but it isn't easy. It isn't easy for the peers. We get complaints that we know should be taken care of, but we don't know how to do that. Don't know how to get that done.
Absolutely, Audrey, and that's where you tag in Stacy.
Yes, and I do.
I don't doubt it.
Yes. Stacy has been my balloon to keep me up.
There were a few. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. There was a few comments in the chat. Linda wrote, some staff are very task oriented and forget residents' rights. And then Corey wrote, this is why peers are so important. Thank you for speaking up for your fellow residents. And then there was a lot of comments about how great of a job everybody did with the videos. Great job, fabulous, great acting, peers, and directing and editing. Everyone did such a wonderful job.
You think we're Oscar nomination worth?
Definitely, for sure.
Sure, why not?
I think so, Terry, but I'm a little biased because I edited the video.
I think I could go for an Oscar right now.
How about that?
You know, 84 is about the right time to get an Oscar nomination.
You never know. Well, Corey gave everybody one.
Oh, thank you.
It was a lot of fun. I don't know how we're going to up this year's residents' rights materials, ladies. We're going to have to come up with something. But does anyone want to share, why you wanted to do it?
I wanted to do it because I've been here 6 years. I didn't know I had any rights until I did my peer training. I had absolutely no idea I had those rights. And it's not that I don't look into things. I do. And then I had another problem because I am an old RN, and I mean, I'm really an old RN, and you know, RNs were always taught, don't rock the boat. So I was not rocking the boat.
I feel it's a great teaching tool for residents, staff. I think it's great to show it to staff, to show it to administrators, everybody, because people don't realize that we have rights. And it showed in the video that we have to be persistent to get our rights met.
Do you know if the rights extend to being able to sit with who you want to in the dining room?
Should.
Yeah, they could. Because, I mean, it's a home-like environment. I mean, if you want to sit, you're not going to put yourself in with somebody you know, don't prefer to eat dinner or a meal with.
Yeah, like they were trying to put my family member in a table where nobody could hear him, and he had other friends he wanted to sit with.
Aw.
But yeah, I mean, he really got into it with the manager, the restaurant manager, dining room manager.
Well, that really impacts his social abilities, and you know, I like to be social. I think everybody on this call knows that. I talk all the time. So,
I
I
think
mean,
they
I wouldn't
worked it
like
out,
that.
but he
Good.
feels like the manager doesn't like him now.
Maybe you should see if he wants to become a peer resident and get some more training on assertion.
Okay. Where do we apply? No.
Contact your local ombudsman. We'll get you hooked up. That was really good points, Nancy. I want to see if Tracy wanted to comment any on that, because I know she got to play the bad guy a little bit there, taking you to sing along you didn't want to go to and told you couldn't hang your pictures up.
I do think it was beneficial though to see how persistent staff can be in not twisting, but trying continuously to negotiate or, you know, like make the resident go do something just because they think it's in their best interest. So it was, you know, it's neat to see it play out, because when you're reading stuff on paper, I don't think you get the same impact as actually seeing two people interact and see it in person.
Absolutely. And I think most of them are good intentions, but when you see it, it's like, well, why did you do that when you know they don't want to go?
The daughter with the power of attorney not wanting dad to go to this sing along. Like, I feel like I've been there. Like, oops, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Like, but you need to get out and socialize.
Yeah, it's hard. It really is. It's not, I thought it was a great, you know, presentation of really to see that, and I thought all the scenarios were great. I wish Eileen was able to be on. She had another commitment, but she was the one insistent on picking up the garbage and totally blew past poor Donald in that one. But that one is the one that I think most people really resonate with. And that one was really hard to close caption too, because they talked over each other the entire time. But
I'm sorry, but my supper was just delivered, so I'm going to have to cut out here, not because I want to, but because I can't let my supper get any colder than it usually is.
oh, well, thank you so much for joining us, Audrey, and thank you for participating. And we might hit you up next year.
I could do it. I would love to. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Okay,
Enjoy your dinner.
bye.
All right. You didn't hear from Stacy. What did you think of that interaction? I keep teasing her because she has that quote of the oven of Hades, so she may get a t-shirt that says that at some point.
That's my new catchphrase. We had fun. Audrey loved it. And she wanted Candy and Eliza, if they can come up with any more scenarios, she like volunteered me to do them with her. So we enjoyed it.
You guys did really well.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of had a script, but they made them their own, and I think that was really
Mm-hmm.
a comfortable thing. You could tell Audrey added a little, and it was good. I really enjoyed doing it as well. So hopefully, you all enjoyed our videos and one of our crazy ideas. Would any of our other actors, I know Corey and Terry are on, want to share anything about the experience?
Well, I really enjoyed it, and it's maybe, as the other lady said, I too am a retired RN, and I've always been a patient advocate, but now I'm the resident, and it really didn't dawn on me about my rights until I joined Peer, and then it opened my eyes up to my own rights. I've always been focused on somebody else, but now it's me with the rights, and me that has to be, I've always been called aggressive, so I have to tone it down a little bit to being assertive. But yeah, it's my turn now. And that was a little bit different. And also, we do Zoom meetings all the time. It was nice to actually meet the people that I've been in contact with all this time, you and Candy. So
Yeah, I got to come out there, so I was the person recording that
yes.
one. And we had a couple takes. I had my thumb over the camera. It was a learning experience.
But we worked it all out on the first video scenario, and then the second.
I thought she was done talking. She's still talking. This is Ronnie.
Hi, Ronnie.
Hi. I just wanted to say, anytime you have anything, I'd be glad to do it because I've been so used to doing it. So, and I feel that is one way I can answer what my parents always told me. Yes, God made you special, but you can do things to help other people. And if I help by making the videos, that's my contribution. So I'm living up to what my parents always said. Do for other people, even though you're in a wheelchair, you can still do for other people. So
That's absolutely right. You and Jan's videos were amazing. That one about the visitor really, that one resonated for me.
oh well, I had just gone through that myself because I have a visitor that does not like to come here with a mask on. She doesn't. She says, "I'm not getting the COVID shots. I'm not. I'm my only. I don't have anybody to take care of me." And so and she wants to come and she tries to come and she gives me the devil because I won't let her come in. I said, it's not me. And I mean, not completely. I'm going by what they want to do here at Fox. Come on, it's not only me. So, and she had called a couple times, and I refused to talk to her because I know what she upsets me. So it's a telephone call, but nevertheless, she upsets me. Just like I don't want to talk to her. Just like that person didn't want to see her daughter,
Absolutely.
So that's why I said I have a right to refuse telephone calls too, because you do.
Absolutely. And I know we all do that from time to time too. If you see a certain number come up on your caller ID, you're like, not today, friend, not today.
Right.
Absolutely. But you guys did a fantastic job, Ronnie. You were hiding on there. I didn't recognize it was your iPad there. We're glad to have you.
Well, I'll soon have to do what that other girl said, because supper will soon be here. So I'll soon have to leave, say goodbye also. So.
Well, we're glad you guys were able to jump on, you and Terry and Audrey and all the ombudsmen who were able to be here, Tracy and Stacy and Corey. So you guys did a fantastic job. And we did put the link in if anyone needs. All of the videos are on the YouTube channel for the Virtual Family Council. So if you missed any previous meetings that you want to catch up, they're on there as well. The little broken down videos that I said we're sharing on the Facebook page for Department of Aging are in there. They have a little bit of a different intro. If you hop on there, you'll get to see Candy. She introduces the peers and kind of the scenarios. So if you want to check out Candy as well, those are on there. Um, like I said, we were pretty excited about this project, so we're happy to share that with everyone, and hopefully you can share it with others too, if they weren't on the call, because we're recording this video, and this will also be up on there, so feel free to share that with everyone. Any questions or comments? Yeah, really good discussion tonight.
Paige had a great idea. She said that she carries a printed copy of the rights when she visits her father. So it's not me complaining, but the government regulations being shared. And she said the rights on paper add clout to my concern.
Good.
That was her only comment so far. There was just a bunch of people asking about how they can watch the videos again. So that Facebook page or on the YouTube page has all the videos as well.
Yep, we cross post now, so we're getting fancy. Took us a
Yeah.
minute, but we're getting there.
Check out all of Jamie's hard work to put all the videos up online. So lots of great resources there.
Absolutely. And then just to close up our meeting, our upcoming meeting topics on November 15th, if I can find an official speaker, we will have veterans programs and services. And then in December, we're going to have nursing home regulation update. So I know we talked a lot about the proposed regulations that were coming out for nursing facilities, but those actually did come out. So we're going to invite the folks from Cary back to see if they want to share some of the things that actually were approved and the things that weren't. So that should be a really good informative meeting as well. And thank you all for attending. I think we had a great meeting. If you have any specific concerns or questions, you can send those over to Jay at the State Ombudsman Office, 717-783-8975, or send us an email, ltc-ombudsman@pa.gov, or as Caitlin was sharing, our Facebook page, we're always on there. If you aren't in the chat area, please ask to be there, and Caitlin or I will get you in there. And you can always hop over to the YouTube channel as well. So have a great evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next month.